and later came back. He was in the Air Force, and then when they came back, he wanted to fly planes, and they said he couldn't. And the Army was there, and he was working with the Delta Force guys at the time, and he goes, "All I want to do is fly." He says, "We can do that for you." So he went in the Army and was one of the main parts of the 160th.
Oh, of the development of it? Wow. Yeah, because the 160th was basically born
Yes,
because
because of
of
us.
what
Yeah,
happened with the
yeah,
failed rescue
yeah.
attempt.
Them and JSOC. Yeah,
Yeah, and JSOC, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's man, a lot of stuff changed
yeah.
after that. I mean, a lot of stuff changed for not only America but for the world
Oh,
after
absolutely,
that, after
absolutely.
1979.
Yes.
That's why I think it's so important to document this stuff and to get these firsthand perspectives and like this history written down and documented. There's just so much that's been impacted by this, like throughout all history. Because I mean, that changed so much for America, and then a lot of other stuff that happened after that was there's like the second, third order effects of things
Yeah.
taking place after that
Right.
have been pretty monumental.
Exactly.
You know, um, yeah, I've seen a lot of Iranians that are in the United States and Canada and Europe talking about what's been going on in Iran with the government and hyperinflation and all this stuff that's been happening. A lot of catastrophic damage being done by their government to their own people.
Right.
Um, if you had to say, if you had the opportunity to tell the people, like the people of Iran, any type of message that you wanted, especially being a man who was held in captivity there,
Yeah.
what would it be?
I would say, be strong. Be strong and let people know what you want. You know. And like I said, they've lived under a thumb of oppression forever, and it's time for them to come out of that. And they need to let that regime know that that's what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, I hope.
unfortunately, it's not good for them because they're just killing them in the streets and things like. And it's
Yeah.
funny because that's the same thing they threw the Shah of Iran out for. They claimed that's what he was doing, so
Yeah.
they got rid of him, and they've actually done it worse than he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I've heard stories about that happening
yeah,
as well, and like you said, I mean, they've been massacring their own people in the
yeah,
streets for protesting, and I I mean, I know people obviously want to be able to peacefully protest, but it's like I don't know how you can successfully change the government in Iran peacefully at this
yeah.
point. I
You
just
can't.
don't know how that's
There's no way you
possible.
can. There's no way you can.